Well, now it's time for today's health headlines, and we have the rising concern about energy drinks and the long-term effects of early obesity.
And a cool pill, too. Dr. Evelyn Minaya is back on the couch to fill us in on those stories and much more. Wow, just wind you guys up on these energy drinks for kids.
That's right.
What's the new data?
Well, the new data is, first of all, it contains a lot of caffeine, and I think that most kids feel that it's safe because the athletes do it and everything else like that. You need a little boost to get through the day. You need a little boost for, exams. You need a little boost for that. And that has nothing to do with exercise, which is a shame. So increase in smoking, increase in video games, increase in doing bad behavior, and it contains a lot of caffeine. And I was just sharing this with Carolina that, even Starbucks, and has this cute little refreshment thing, and it has raspberry in it. It contains a lot of green tea. Green tea contains a lot of caffeine.
Right.
And my 12-and-a-half-year-old was drinking that. Sure.
I just wanted to clarify some things. If you had to choose energy drink or soft drink, what's worse for kids?
Water.
No,
yeah.
No, I agree.
But what's worse? I mean, are these worse than soft drinks?
They are worse than soft drinks.
And define kid, like what age kids? Because I have the occasional Red Bull.
Right. But you know something, but we have studied like 400 milligrams of caffeine, for example, which is like 2 8-ounce things of coffee, cups of coffee. Okay, that is what's good for adults. That is our maximum requirement of caffeine. We never studied it in children, though. And children means 12s, and adolescent, and not even, and we're not even talking about 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds, and not college kids that are using it just to take exams.
Middle school
we're
kids.
talking about middle school kids. We're talking about grammar school kids.
Right.
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
and it increased that behavior a lot, even smoking, and you think about that.
Well, impulse control, absolutely. After you have a lot of caffeine, you just want to go, 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 and they don't think sometimes about the things that they're doing.
Well, there's no consequence.
It's a good warning.
Yeah, it is a very, very good warning. And things that look pretty, and it's raspberry, and it's all these really wonderful colors. Well, you know what? Check your labels.
Read the label.
Your labels.
Okay, now you also have a warning about early obesity and what it can do to you much later in life.
Yeah, and it's amazing because this study is really takes it home for us. The age of 25, if you are obese, at the age of 35, the likelihood that you will still be obese, and if not that, even more obese than you were started off with, is really unbelievable. So that means that for men, if you start off obese at 25, you have an increased risk at about 25% later on of being even more obese at 35. But for women, it's 46%.
Oh.
So in other words, you're obese at 25, at 35, the likelihood that you will still be obese is like almost
50%,
half. Yeah, almost 50% of that.
I was startled at the male number at 25%, but the female number.
The female number.
Is there? Why is there such a disparity?
I think honestly, it has to do with lifestyle. And the take-home message, most importantly, in this study, it's not the length of obesity that increases your risk for a stroke, heart attack, high blood pressure, and diabetes. It is really because it's just truly a disease, and it's so incredibly prevalent. And the take-home message is that if we implicate, all these things way before, in other words, change in lifestyle, the awareness of this obesity at an earlier age, perhaps we can even change and stop it from even occurring at 25. And if you look at these kids between 12 and 18, it's only 18%.
Wow.
Already at 25, we bumped it up to 23, and then 46 at 35.
Well, we want to keep things moving, so let's talk about a vibrating pill for constipation.
I know.
What? I'm just reading it. There's a vibrating pill for constipation.
I know, exactly. I know.
So what's the deal?
The deal is... Don't put your head there.
No, because constipation can be horrible.
Actually, it can be painful.
It is very, very painful. And the thing is that laxative sometimes might be more horrible than the cure is. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, you get a lot of side effects, including abdominal cramps, and most of the time it doesn't work immediately. So what this is a pill. It's like a multivitamin. It's not that big, and it has a little motor in it. And what it does is that it encourages the intestines. As you know, that's what makes your poo-poo come out.
Yeah.
Okay, so to speak, it's the peristalsis, or contractions, if you will. This actually mimics that.
It helps move things along.
It helps move things along. So after you swallow it, 6 to 8 hours afterwards, it's already doing its job.
I know where I'm going to find John 6 to 8 hours.
It's like, ooh, I feel good.
Some great information. Thank you so much,
No
Dr.
problem.
Evelyn
No
Minaya.
problem.
Always great to have you on the couch.
Thank you.
And always great to embarrass John.
Yes.